am a dinosaur. I really wanted a onesie for so long, and I finally got one as a present from my mom. It's the only green one they had, I think. I mean, I guess this is like seafoam green. And, you know, I guess it's fitting. Oh, I even have a tail. But I guess it's fitting because, like, I think some dinosaurs were herbivores. Vegan. Dinosaur hoodie gang symbol. I wanted to do this video because I thought it would be fun to kind of like tell the story of how I became an actor, and I don't know, I just thought it might be interesting, I guess. So, well, the first thing that I got into was being a background performer, like an extra. So that was when I was 12, and I think, okay, so the reason I started that was because my dad had just left the family, and you might, if you saw the Draw My Life video, then you would probably know, like, the whole, like, my life story, I guess, whatever. But yeah, that was, like, when I was in grade 7, and so I kind of felt like this pressure that I wanted to, like, make money because, you know, it was just my mom. So I did a lot of babysitting during that time, but I was like, well, is there anything else that a 12-year-old could do? And then I was like, oh, like, what about, like, those kids who are on TV and stuff? I could do that stuff. So at my mom's church, there was this young woman, Michelle. Shout out Michelle. She knew about this, like, background agency. So she, like, told my mom, because I told my mom that I was, like, interested, I guess, in doing something to do with that. And my mom was like, oh my god. Oh, I was just checking. Sorry. I felt like for some reason I thought it stopped recording. Anyway, it's still recording. I am still here. So my mom, like, you know, asked around and stuff, and then Michelle, like, told my mom about that background agency. So then me and my mom, we went to, like, that agency, and then we, like, got signed up and everything, and then I did, like, some background work. Not a lot, but just a little. And I really liked being on set. I wasn't really happy, like, at school, so, like, it was really nice when I could go on set instead of at school, I guess. So, that was how I was introduced to the world of being on a TV show set or a movie set. And when I was a kid, you know, I always wrote all these books and created characters. So I started to think that acting could be, like, a cool way to integrate myself in storytelling, because storytelling is always, like, what I loved as a kid. And even when I was a kid, I was also really loved the spotlight, I guess, because, like, my mom would tell me stories of when I was a baby and I would sing in front of people and get, like, a whole crowd gathered to watch me sing because I was, you know, a cute baby singing. Or I would go dance on the stage randomly at church when I was, like, 4, or, like, just, like, other attention-grabbing things because I just wanted to, I guess, perform for people or something. So that was, I guess, part of my personality when I was a kid, too. And I also loved writing and drawing, so I liked creating stories that way. I illustrated my own little storybooks. I loved reading. I had, like, all these, like, even as a 5-year-old, I loved reading. Like, I loved reading Stella, which is, like, a children's book series, and a lot of other children's book series, like Robert Munsch, of course. Loved those ones, too. Berenstain Bears books, I think I read those, too, when I was a kid. And these books from Roger Hargreaves, the Mr. Men and Little Miss books. I liked those when I was a kid. And I just, like, was reading a lot when I was younger. And so I created books that looked like what I was reading. So I created, like, that won't go into the shelf, so I'll just put it here. I made, like, storybooks, and I illustrated my own storybooks and I wrote them, and you know, like I called one of the series that I made when I was 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 The Adventures of Julie and Joyce, because I read a lot of the Adventures of Mary Kay and Ashley, so I called it The Adventures of Julie and Joyce after Mary Kay and Ashley's books. The New Adventures of Mary Kay and Ashley. See? Okay, yeah, I have a lot of examples. I have a lot of books. Yeah, so that was like what I was really into. And so, after I found out about the set life, or set world, or whatever, I googled basically how to get a principal agent, because you know, when I would go to set as an extra, like there were people who were on set who I could also talk to, and they would tell me about like, oh yeah, you could get a principal agent, and like, so I was like in grade 7 or 8 or something, so I got a principal agent at that time. And also there was this girl at my school named Lex, and she was in a movie, so I was like, hey, she's doing stuff like that, so cool, it's possible. So it kind of gave me hope that I could as well. And yeah, so that's like basically how I got my first principal agent. I just like googled like agencies, and there's like this website called Vancouver Actors Guide that has a lot of resources. So back then there was also a forum portion to that website, and you could like see what all the gossip was around town, and like who was booking what, and people would just talk about their agent and stuff like that. So I read that for information, so that kind of helped me to get my first agent, and I've switched a lot of agents since my first agent, but yes, that is how I became an actor. Well, I guess I should also say I took acting classes a lot, and it was like a lot of work because I don't live close to those acting studios, so I had to travel far to get there, and then I also couldn't really afford it, so sometimes I would volunteer in exchange for classes, like free classes, so I would like do volunteer work. Yeah, so I did that, and then started from the bottom, still kind of at the bottom, but that's okay. I just want to kind of like say my story, and I don't want this to be a super long video, but if you have other questions for me, let me know. I guess I can put my IMDb in the little box below, and so you guys can look at that if you want to. I don't know. Oh yes, I wanted to say that I have some other video ideas. I was thinking it might be really fun to do a mukbang, because that's like so popular right now, and you guys can see me smack. Apparently I smack a lot when I'm eating, so that might be interesting. You can see me make noises as I consume vegan food. I'm so weird. What else? Oh yes, I was gonna do another video. I have another video idea where I could share with you some of my favorite highlighted Bible verses in my Bible. I think that would be kind of cool. So those are my 2 ideas for videos that you can expect. And if you have any other ideas for me, I will do it, unless it's something I'm not gonna do. But okay, I hope that this was a short, interesting video, and ask me any question you want, and I will reply in due time.